right, South Africa getting through via the penalty shootout. They actually won by 2-1 in the shootout. That's a very low scoring return in the shootout. But, Kwame, let me... we'll talk about Ronwen Williams because that goalkeeping performance is absolutely fantastic. But the game itself, it wasn't boring. It was a lively goalless draw. It was a lively goalless draw.
Cape Verde had 25 shots in that game.
25?
Against South Africa's 16, I think. South Africa had about 6 of them on target. Cape Verde had just 3 of that on target.
So it's not a matter of volume, it's quality.
It's quality. And it tells you the wall that South Africa has built in that defense, making it very difficult for any team to breach. You look at the game against Morocco, you look at the other games that they've played. As Kola rightly said, going into the tournament, they were not noted for that solidity in terms of defense, but getting into the tournament proper, I don't know the kind of spirit that possessed them. They look extremely tactically organized. You see, when you're watching the game from an aerial view, you see the banks of two banks or 2 blocks that they've laid. Mm-hmm. You have to breach one before you get to the other. So the Cape Verdeans felt that, okay, we can't breach this defense by working it in there. Mm-hmm. What we need to do is to let's take some shots at them. So it's either being blocked or going wide. The few opportunities that they got, that's where the quality of the goalkeeper comes in. And that's what we saw from the game. So in games like this, or for teams to achieve this level of solidity or get this kind of clean sheets, you need that kind of organization, and you need a quality goalkeeper to stop these opportunities when the defense is breached. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we saw in this game. So you will have a lot of shots, but where is it going? The little opportunity that you get, there's the goalkeeper standing right before you to make that kind of saves. And that's exactly what we saw in the game.
Well, the 2 goalkeepers were solid. Vozinha also had his own saves to make, and Ronwen Williams did some great saves, pulled some great saves of his as well. Anyway, we wanted to highlight a few things.
Yeah, you've made mention of the chances that were saved by the goalkeepers. And obviously, everyone who is a neutral would want to see the penalty shootout. Very exciting thing. But there were a couple of moments where either side could have won it outside of those opportunities before the penalty shootout. First thing I would like to point out is this chance for South Africa. And I've been talking a lot about decision-making at this competition, especially for South Africa, who've had a couple of opportunities to, pass to teammates in better spaces to get the perfect goal, but they've passed up on those opportunities. Over here, right from this shot, you can tell that the idea or the ideal situation is to get the ball to Makopa, who is on the right. He's escaped the attentions of the defenders. So the ideal situation is to get it to him, work it to him. And they do that really, really well. Pass back and pass to Makopa. Now he is in acres of space right here. Let's go to where he receives the ball. Obviously, he can't put the ball across. We can see that he can't put the ball across. Go with white. It's going to be offside. The player is well ahead.
Okay.
But there are 1, 2, 3 other players he could aim for. There's also some more space in front of him that he could run into to allow players to run forward. So when you have 4 players in the box, one of them is offside, but let's excuse him for now. You have 4 players in the box. You do not take a shot, especially from this angle. If you take a shot, you have to score. You have to put a lot in it and find the back of the net.
Okay.
If you don't score, then you took the wrong option here. What he should have done, probably taking a touch here, giving him an extra, some extra space to move into, and allowed his teammates to get into better positions. That way he can put a ball across into the box for someone, maybe here or into this position for one of these 3 to attack.
Because I mean, if you accelerate further down,
you
move the defensive line
Exactly.
towards, and
So
then
you have three
play
players
the
at
cutback.
least who are in good positions to get a good shot in on goal. He takes the wrong option, decides to go for the shot, and it's woeful. And this is one chance South Africa would have regretted missing if they had not won the penalty shootout. The next chance I'd like to go to Cape Verde. Have won a good opportunity down this left-hand side to possibly get a goal. We let the move go forward. Here he is in a very good position. So many players that are running into the box that he could aim for. The best is probably in this position, the player on the far post, because you have longer distance to get the ball across to him, and he is also free. This player has taken the attention of a couple of defenders, so he is going to have all this space to himself. So if you put it into the far post, you have a better chance of getting a goal in that position. What choice does he make? Very bad pass, but then it gets into an advantageous position. You have a second opportunity to get a shot in. What should this player do in this position? His teammate is ready for the pass. If you are going to make the pass, you put it in the position. If he's left-footed, right here. If he's right-footed, you put it in front of him. So he doesn't have to move too much to get the shot in. Our player again makes the wrong decision of trying to go on his own. He eventually does get the shot in, but it's blocked. A low percentage shot was favored instead of a high percentage shot for his teammates.
That was their captain, Ryan Mendes.
That was their captain, yes. So another chance gone. A second chance for Cape Verde that probably could have been taken. A very good pass, a very good run from the offensive player. The pass gets into him. This has more to do with the level of finishing of the player. You've talked about Mabululu. We already had our chance in the first shot. But the player's, his body shape is totally wrong in this position. First of all, if you are not confident enough to take this shot, your first touch should take you across this defender. It should take you across so that the defender cannot put in a tackle. If he does, it's a penalty. If he doesn't, you now have the clear look at the goal to aim for. So you can take a shot. He's in blue, so we go for blue here. So you can take a shot from this area without the defender being in your way. You don't have to be very adept at curling the ball into the back of the net. Now you have a straight shot at goal. He doesn't do that. He attempts to go for the curler, and he gets it totally wrong. This, right now, you have a good angle, but his body shape does not allow him the space to get a good curl on it. So instead, the shot goes in a wrong direction. While when it should be going in this direction, when it should be going here, it ends up, where does it end up going? Straight at the goalkeeper. Because he doesn't get this angle right. You need to be a little wider, unless, of course, you are Mabululu. You need to go a little wider to be able to get the
great Thierry Henry would.
Exactly.
Because to execute lots of the goals he scored, you need to be wider.
You need to be wider in order to get the curl in. But I felt that he missed the trick by not running in front of the defender. If he had done that, he gets a good chance to score, but also takes out the defender who ends up putting too much pressure on him and getting the goal. So a couple of opportunities for Cape Verde that they missed to prevent the game from going into extra time, but also one miss for South Africa as well. And that is where the fine margins are. If you don't take your chances, you end up leaving it to fate, and that's what happened to Cape Verde.
Well, we didn't get that, but my mind goes back to the save Ronwen Williams makes. And Vuzinha makes a similar save. But that Ronwen Williams is just one-on-one. Ball comes in, it cuts from the right. Player gets it, touches it first. Like, he connects first. Yeah. Brilliant goal. Like, I'm still blown away by Williams' save.
I mean, it's all about how you make yourself bigger. First, you get very close to the player. And then your orientation, has to be such that let me reduce the amount of space of where exactly he's going to play the ball. And that's why strikers normally go through the legs of the goalkeeper when they are faced with such a situation, because when the goalkeeper gets close to you and extends the body,
You can't go either side.
unless you lob, which they can't do anything about, or you go through the legs, or you try a shot that goes through the armpit.
Yeah.
But the moment the goalkeeper gets there and makes himself bigger, it becomes very difficult. So it reduces the chance of you trying to connect the ball into the post. And that's excellent goalkeeping from the player at that point.
Excellent goalkeeping from Ronwen Williams, but this is what I've been talking about. As a goalkeeper, if you are faced with such a situation, you either commit to coming out or you don't at all. And what he did was he did not hesitate when he was coming out. He committed to it, made himself big, and was able to make the save. And that's fantastic goalkeeping and very assured goalkeeping as well.
I mean, like you're saying, you either stay home,
Yes,
or you come. And when you come out,
you
have to try.
You have
and do
to
something.
try and make the save.
And
You have to
that's the
commit.
contrast between the Angolan one, where the goalkeeper failed to come out, but the player made a very bad decision. And this one, where the player made a correct decision by getting close, but the goalkeeper was there to
very decisive
very
as well.
contrasting decisions.
Yeah, decisions. You know,
Decisions.
fingertip save, goes off the bar.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I mean, I watched the game to that point, and after that save, I was just telling myself that this game will be settled in the shootout. Because if you score that and it's game over, it's gone. And it kind of lifted the South Africans, almost lifted Williams, and it put more pressure on the Cape Verdeans. Now they had to find a different way. Shout out to the two goalkeepers, though, Vozinha and Williams. I thought they played out a good game.
Yes, an interesting thing to note, for just one slight thing from the penalty shootout. We talked about the art of penalties, and guess which shirt Ron Williams was wearing?
The art of penalty.
Red.
Red. Yes.
Goalkeepers in red
Yes,
and
the
yellow
report
have a
that
higher
said
chance
goalkeepers in red.
of saving in penalty shootouts, and Ron Williams clearly chose the right color for the situation.
Interesting stuff there coming in from the South Africans. Tomorrow's episode of the AFCON Daily Show, we'll get into the shootouts. Several shootouts have happened in this competition. We'll talk about the penalties, the numbers, the signs, the patterns, trends, just to give viewers a great idea of what's happening from the sport. We'll get into that on tomorrow. So do join us tomorrow for another episode of the AFCON Daily Show. Guys, as we wrap it up on this game, we'll talk about the drama, because we've saved the drama for the last part, the Ivorians. How do you think Cape Verde must be feeling?
An opportunity missed. But it's a good run as well. I'll put them in the same bracket as Guinea. An opportunity missed. It's a good run. They have something to build on going into the next tournament. Now, people would not treat them as underdogs going into the next tournament again, and that's an entirely different test that comes in the next competition. But to be in a group with Ghana, Egypt, to qualify out of that group,
top spots.
I mean, not losing any game as yet. They didn't lose any game in regulation time in the tournament. They lost the game on the penalties. That tells you how solid they are. They had a clear pattern of football that they were playing. They created a lot from cutbacks. Yeah. If you watch their pattern, I mean, you watch their game and you have a clear idea the kind of football they are trying to play and all of that. So that's a plus for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't, advance to the semi-final, which they will feel is an opportunity miss because, like we've said consistently, a lot of the big guys are not available at this point. So when you miss such an opportunity, you think that, oh, how did this happen? And that's exactly what that's going to go through their mind. So it's an opportunity missed, but there's something to build on for Cape Verde.
And then I'm sure, I don't know what about you, for me, my enduring memory of Cape Verde is a team that took a lot of shots at goalkeepers.
Well, it's a strange situation. I think they've done a fantastic job. When the groups came out, I picked, obviously, Ghana and Egypt to go through. I didn't think Mozambique or Cape Verde would even make it into the top three finishers, the top third place finishers. To top the group that has Egypt and Ghana is a huge achievement. Obviously, maybe the round of 16 game was probably a given. They had to win that one. They were favorites for that one. And to come into this game and be a penalty kick away from winning and going into the semi-final, they'll have good lasting memories from this competition. And I hope they learn lessons from it, where they faltered, their decision making at times, and build on it for future competitions. And we like seeing the Cape Verdean fans as well.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I think we all
we do.
Seeing
They
them.
We do. They
They
added color and life.
They added a lot
So,
of color.
yeah,
And
you know.
they've done well for themselves tourism-wise.
Yeah, it's true. I'm telling you, lots more people will be going. That's what I know. CAF, we beg you, give Cape Verde an extra ticket to the next AFCON because they'll make everybody happy. But come on a serious note, you were talking about the fact that it's great for them, they'll come back. They were one of the oldest teams in the competition, and I think an average age of about 29. So what does this mean? Is this the last time we are seeing some of these guys? Or the fact that the AFCON is just next year? It's just a quick turnaround.
It's
and they are
added
back.
experience for them. They know what to do going into the next AFCON. I mean, thinking about the number of shots they've played in this tournament, like you said, a country that is noted for shots, it tells you that's an area of strength for them, that maybe perfecting those shots and all of that, it's going to help them. But they've made a very good decision. They've played very well throughout the tournament. A lot of experience for these players that came into the tournament. It's just next year. They will know exactly what to do when they come. They qualify for the next edition of the Cup of Nations.
All right, we'll see if the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde can make it to another AFCON in Morocco in 2025.